Hello and welcome. My name is Cameron Callahan and I am representing Olympic Coffee. Olympic Coffee is a coffee based out of Denver, Colorado. They are known for very strong coffee and to go, let's say, against the curve and are more on the down to earth side of things rather than trying to be your pretentious brand. Now, when you think of coffee, mostly people think of Starbucks first. And my objective here is to tell you why not to buy Starbucks and why Olympic Coffee is superior. As you can see here, most of our customer base is your quote unquote average Joe, so to speak. And a lot of the times that you have mothers, sons, grandfathers, there is really no exact demographic other than those who really just enjoy a good, not overpriced cup of coffee. Now, as you can see, there's quite a bit of images here and all very different. However, you'll notice most of them are nature, family, or art related, which as designers yourself could understand how and why this inspires me. Now, that inspiration is to help so that I can make my company a better competitor than those that they are competing. Now, here you'll notice there are quite a few fonts, and we'll have to skip ahead to the next one as well. I preferred the League Gothic as I thought it went much better with the brand. It was understandable, yet still had some aesthetic appeal to it. And as you'll notice, Olympic Coffee is actually one that was referred to me by Adobe, because now you're probably going to see a slide that looks like my nieces drew it, which is okay, because at the end of the day, my icon sketches were certainly more on the idea of just being a sketch, as the way I work tends to be very simple until I know exactly what it is that I want to use as my design. And as you'll notice later on in this presentation, how it can get much more complex. And following my icon sketches are my 3 logo process concepts. As you can see, I didn't necessarily change up the icon very much, as I got to the point where I knew exactly which icon it was that I wanted to use, which would be on logo process concept 1. I was at first told that concept 2 was best with the wings. However, it didn't seem appropriate for my brand, as they want to go against what's pretentious and what everyone knows oh so well. And seeing that they're clip art wings, I just don't see the artistic appeal. As for the logo test 1, 2, and 3, you'll notice as we were all assigned to just kind of place it on and see what it would look like towards our client and which ones we thought would look more appealing. And ironically enough, I actually did think the one with the wings did look more appealing in this circumstance. However, that was with a lack of color and a lack of customization. And then so, as you may have it, you can see that I chose my original logo, which is actually coffee beans. It's the plant itself, as well as 2 coffee beans in the center, which I'm not sure many will notice or have noticed. However, if you look up the Greek word omega, those 2 coffee beans are actually the lowercase omega. And I created them from that word so that it would stand better with my brand, as they are Greek involved. Now over to my color exploratory. As you can see, at least for myself, it seems quite sporadic. I don't really see much appeal at all. I will also say my Pantone color was not necessarily my favorite. However, it is what my company wanted, and we made it work. Now, as for the business card, letterhead, and envelope, I'm sure many of you may notice that the one that I have up now is actually entirely different than the original, which I will be sure to post at the end of this so that you can see the difference. However, this one seemed a bit more appealing. To be honest, a little less busy, and incorporated some of my icon's attributes into it. And I'm really happy with the way that came out. And So now I'll track back, and as you can see, my final color palette is very much different than what my color exploration package was. I felt, as my company is a little bit more down to earth, I chose some earthy colors and a subtle blue with the bright yellow, as I didn't want there to be this boom of contrast. However, once I got to my actual package design, I noticed that contrast ended up emphasizing the logo and actually did a really good job at creating what I think is an amazing identity package. Now, leading on to that, the 3 following slides would be my, I hate to say this, but McDonald's bundle box. And as you can see, I put some time into these. Now, I'll be entirely honest, I actually began using Dimension way before I even took a look at these, as you'll notice on the following 3 slides and the last 3, that the Dimension just really puts together the product, and with a little bit of artistic skill and teaching oneself how to work dimensions, which I can actually say was not as difficult as I had thought. And I'm sure my company is very much happy that I did so. So here it is. And this is my final identity package. I have incorporated a few of the Dimension applications as well. And I've actually started working with it in AR, augmented reality, through Adobe. Now you'll notice the design on the first one is green, which is now actually going to be the last scene that unfortunately the file does not want to read, as I'm sure we can all understand that frustration. Well, nevertheless, onto the second, where I have the black diamond. I actually think at first it wasn't there, but it shows and emphasizes that logo a little bit more. And to be frank, I'd have to say, I think I might have to start my own coffee company now. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on Olympic Coffee, and perhaps maybe one day you'll have the opportunity to purchase.